it limits the American people to be able to do what they need to do is dangerous.
Inflation, a general increase in prices and fall in the purchasing value of money.
As an American, we are directly affected by inflation rates in our nation every day.
The cost of food, services, housing, goods, and energy is constantly rising.
We see it every day. Whether we are buying our morning coffee or our lunchtime sandwich, we are reminded of inflation.
Not only in the simple parts of life, but in the absolute necessities.
When we walk the aisles at a grocery store,
Or when we pump our gas.
when we keep our eyes on the housing market to see if it will ever get back to normal.
Inflation is real.
Inflation is a problem.
How do you feel about the constant rise in the price of groceries?
Well, I don't like it, obviously, and as a father of a family with 6, the more grocery prices go up, the less disposable income families have. And so the less disposable income families have, if you don't have enough income, you have to start cutting back on things.
It makes me very uncomfortable because I have 4 kids and a husband, and family of 6 it's pretty expensive to eat well. And for the people who have animals, a dog, let alone the amount of animals we have, the prices have skyrocketed. And I wonder what that means for the people who aren't able to afford it. I will say, however, though, that I think it has benefited the farmers, because farmers markets used to be high priced, and I think if farmers are kind of or if they're able to be if their numbers are able to be kind of manipulated in any way, then farmers markets won't be as high priced because grocery stores are, and therefore we can keep the money in our community and buy local. But yeah, it's very uncomfortable with because we have to eat, right?
Yeah.
Has it become harder to financially support a family in the past 4 years?
Well, as gas prices go up, inflation goes up, interest rates are at a high rate right now. Yeah, it is harder to support a family. It's doable if you have a little bit of disposable income. You're willing to kind of give and take in certain areas. But I would say, obviously, anybody with a family would say it's a little bit harder.
As much as you don't want money to make a decision, it's difficult whenever everything is rising and you still have to prioritize necessities, and unfortunately necessities are just so expensive.
What do you think we could do to get inflation rates to go back down and make the American dream possible again?
Inflation is one of those things that I think I know a little bit about, but I really don't have a whole lot to say about inflation. But I do know that it's going up, and I know that there are significant things you can do with tariffs to lower inflation, and I think we need to be doing that with other countries that are shipping products.
Honestly, what do we need to do? I think we need a different administration, which is why I'm so excited for this next President Trump, to come along, because he's done it before. He's going to do it again better. There's so many little things that we don't know as citizens that he knows because he's advised on, and he has to oversee these committees. And it really feels like there's just this promise that we haven't had in the past 4 years. And I'm really hopeful that it gets better sooner than later.
Very good Tuesday morning to you. You can go ahead and start calling in now. We're talking about the American dream, the idea in this country that if you work hard, you can get ahead. This is the headline from a recent survey about the American dream from the Wall Street Journal. Voters see the American dream slipping out of reach. And here's the top line numbers from that survey. It asked whether the American dream still holds true today. Just 36% of Americans today saying that if you work hard, you can get ahead in this country. That compares to a little over a decade ago to 53% of Americans who answered yes to the question of whether the American dream still exists. The Biden malaise is the headline there. Richard Rahm with his column, A Rising Misery Index Can Be Reversed with New Policies.